About 27 years ago, Terrence was the drummer at my church. And we were going through very, very hard time with our pastor, and he's having dementia, people fighting over titles and positions. The young people were just trying to hold on to some kind of God. And everybody was showing themselves everything other than God. And this man came once, twice, 3 times a week so that we could sing to the glory of God. And he always came with a smile. And he always made us laugh. And it had to be someone that was unfamiliar with our circumstances to change the way that we felt about our God and our place of worship. And I said, oh, wow, wow, wow. And not only did he do that, he left a seed for us to remember that joy. And so his brother said, bro, come back to bring my brother and his city joy. Right? That's how close we are as a people. We don't have no time for no hate, because we only got room for love, because that's who our Creator is. So as we expound on this conversation, I just want you guys to consider yourselves. Consider what y'all want to deposit back in this community. This is a real intimate kitchen table conversation, and y'all know that us people have a whole lot of kitchen conversations publicly that ain't need to be had. This one needs to be had today. And I want to thank Disney for trusting the Spirit of God behind her. Yeah. I want to thank Mama D, which yeah, we're Mama and her Mama. I want to thank you for curating this space in the spirit of excellence. I want to thank Jeremy for following the call of God upon his life when he did not even know what steps to take, but he felt the call. And I want to thank every last one of y'all. Y'all hearts so panthers after God for a change. Y'all know what it's always ambiguity. What are we doing? What are we doing? We're doing what God called us to do. That's all you need to know. Show up. Right? And so, as we have this conversation,
as a t-shirt God said.
He didn't ask to be a celebrity. He didn't ask to come up here and speak on behalf of his brother. And yet we take it, and during Martin Luther King, during him, we want to sit there and take pictures and photo ops off of him and allow our businesses to escalate. And so as we continue to have this conversation, first we want to thank you for being here. And the first conversation that I would like to ask of you, and if you don't know the word, you can just ask us, and is we are all in a time after this pandemic that we're dealing with death closer than we can actually even breathe.
That's right.
And what ways have you been using to deal and cope with the death of your brother?
To be totally honest, like you said, like you started with my faith. I was raised to learn how to be strong in my faith and know that there's someone greater than me that can help me out through this life. And that's what I held on to when I lost my brother. I came out here to speak in front of conference. It was like I was just coming out here to see the spot where he was murdered, you know, and just visit it again. Because I often say this in a lot of my interviews that me and my brother we connected with our father, was singing.
You want to be a mother?
And he was raised in Houston.
I didn't see you.
I was in New York. So I knew about him all my life, through my father, through my mother, through my sisters. You know, but I really didn't get to feel him, bond with him, to touch him. And until 2016. And I still have that video of the first embrace. You know, I watch that every day, and I still feel it. And that's one of the things that keeps me going.
Right.
Because in that embrace, it showed me that you keep praying for something you want, you're going to get it. And I prayed, I always want to be my brother. I have a lot of older cousins and friends that were like their brothers. There's nothing like meeting my own blood brother. And since from 2016 on, we was on the phone, text, any type of social media, we was trying to contact each other. We even had a conversation of him coming to Minnesota from Houston, and it's kind of parallel to my father. When I was younger, he was walking in Brooklyn, on Pennsylvania Avenue, and I was talking to my father. Well, my father was talking to me, rather. And my father, when I was young, he was always talking to me young men. He never lied to me, told me, he kept it real. So he was, like I said, my mother wasn't married, but he was going to go back down to North Carolina because New York wasn't doing it for me. And he was walking and he asked me, he said, how do you feel about that? And I'm a little kid, just going there and asking me this. I said, well, you my dad. I don't want you going nowhere. And he was like, but I feel like if I stay here, it's gonna mess with me. So I as a young kid, I said, well, Dad, I don't want to lose you. I need you to live.
We got you.
Yeah, we got you.
I said, I need you to live. So go ahead. Because we still will be connected. I said, we still will be connected because I'm your son. And you my pops. And he took that advice. And he went down to North Carolina. He started his life, he was doing good, went back to school, became a nurse and everything. And I went down to visit him and stuff. We stayed connected. And he passed away in 2002. So, to make that connection, my brother called me. After 2016, we was talking. And he called me, he said, bro, he said, I gotta get out of Houston. So what you talking about? He said, it's not good. I just feel like I need to do something different. And one of my friends wanted me to go to Minnesota. They got a program down there for me to do better. And it was like deja vu. And I said, I just met you. And I don't want to lose you.
That's right.
That's right.
They write you in your spirit.
I said, I don't want to lose you, so go ahead. Do what you gotta do. And it was like the same words. You're gonna stay connected. So I'm gonna come down there and see you because I'm older now, so I can travel. And he was like, no, wait. He said, wait for me to get on my feet. When I get on my feet, me, Gianna, me and my brother, he was like, just have some play dates and I'll be good and we can enjoy each other. And I was like, all right, that's cool. Go ahead.
Cool.
So he called me a few months down the line and he texted me pictures. He was on the truck. He was like, see bro, I'm doing better. I said, I'm proud of you. I said, okay, can I come down here now? He was like, not yet.
Right.
I was like, all right. I was waiting. I said, let me know. He was like, all right. And about a year later, when I saw. And what I take from that God didn't have me lead him not to be his keeper. We didn't have to grow up in the same house with the same parents and the same surroundings for me to know that he's my brother. Like I said, we same brother, so it's really single was our father. And that's how I know I'm sorry, but
You're a total.
that's how I stay strong, knowing that God granted my wishes. Not, and to be honest, not only my wishes, my mother. My mother prayed, my mother was the type of woman that, you know, you got these really big mothers that because you're not with the father, it's I forget you, it's I don't need you, it's on the third, stay away from my son. I thought my mother wasn't like that. She was like, you want to know your father. And because of that, I had a good relationship with my father. And I got to meet my brother.
Like what bro going through right now.
And that's what keeps me strong through these whole situations.
Amazing.
I really think we don't. I'm trying to figure out what to do.
We don't want to record?
Huh?
You don't want to record?
Oh no, that's fine. No, I mean the clapping. I wanted us at eye level. I wanted us in an intimate space, and and have a real conversation. If we were sitting across the room, you would clap at dinner. You would listen, and you would engage, and you would have something to say, in response. And that's really what I'm trying to create here. I didn't, he's not, Terrence is not a natural born speaker. He fell into this because of what happened to his brother.
Just by
And
listening
so
to him, he's
I
not.
think a big part of the way we get to change the narrative and how we do activism is not putting the tragedy on a pedestal and microphones and
Yep.
you know what I mean, and like clapping an audience. We get to have real conversation and be personable. What you call it, kitchen table conversation. So thank you for the good question, Steve, and thank you for the full transparency and honesty. And I'm really passionate about giving people space to speak.
I have something I'd like to
Yeah,
talk and
let's
share
do it.
about, just from my own personal experience from George's death. First of all, I had a friend of mine tell me, have you watched the TV, watched what's going on? And I turned on the TV and I was aghast. Like, as if that had never happened before. I was aghast that another human, first of all, not just a cop, even though we know the dynamics, but another human. I was aghast by who was filming, because I was like, oh, didn't no one kick him in the head? Anyhow, but what happened in the after effect of that, which is something I want to express, which was quite powerful, and obviously it affected the entire world, which I said, then it was the Jesus, what I call the Jesus effect at that point. I said, this brother's soul is a deep spirit.
Yes.
He came here to do something big, huge, and he didn't know it. He didn't know it because it affected the entire
He
world.
was down
And I could
gone.
look
He
at
didn't know
Belgium,
the
and I
Bible
was
said
looking
to
at
him.
Israel, and I was looking at all these other countries, and people were rallying for humanity, sanity. I was like, so my energy flipped, because I was like, oh, this is bigger than we know. Oh my God, I almost like bowed down to the fact that God allowed something to wake us up as humans and go, this is only one aspect. Because you have black folks killing black folks. Okay? So this is the killing is going on right now in other countries and the humanity of it all. And I will say this for this local area, what happened for me. I had several of my vanilla family or constituents or friends or social or associates hit me up in a way I had never seen before in my life. They were concerned, they were alarmed about their privilege, and many of them came to the surface and said, we don't even, okay, this privilege thing is deeper than we thought. And I had to explain to some of them, you know how you've asked me to touch my hair? I'm like, have you ever had a black person come up to you and touch your hair? But what it did is open up a conversation for just that dynamic of black and white, or now I call it vanilla, because I've had to come up with some warm words to make us all family. And I was alarmed. I had groups of 20 and 40 on Zoom contacting their brown sister, the only brown sister in the room, saying, please help us. We don't ever want to see this again. It was beautiful and alarming to see so many people ask. I know still today there are some of those that are in classes to become aware of their prejudice and their privileges. And it's deep because they come back to me and go, I learned this and I learned that. I had no idea that that was privilege. And I'm like, oh Lord, we're getting somewhere. So I want to say, there's a reason why God has you here too, Terrence. God wants you on a platform for a reason. The quiet Terrence is on a platform displaying black man emotions.
Yes.
That to me is another very powerful thing.
Yes.
That's why when you started to cry, I'm like, go for it, brother.
Yeah.
We, as women, need to see that from men, period.
Yeah.
Especially our brown brothers. You might be the generation for all men to sit and allow your feelings to be displayed like this in public with people a lot of us you don't know. I just met you in New York a couple months ago, that's right. But you know what I'm saying? So there's so many dynamics that are
met you 2 years ago here.
becoming so beautiful from what has happened, and that to me is the key. And that's why, you know, I know when Disney said, well, Mom, I want to bring this here. I want to bring it here Martin Luther King weekend. And I wish there were more. But I see we're on live, when people get this, and we'll be able to do it again maybe another year. And really bring us together in a love stance. To say right here in this corner,
likely be
where the
back.
whole world see this corner, we can start here, every year in Minneapolis, going, hey, we love each other. We love each other, and how do we display that? So I don't know, I just got a little brain going, but thank you. I just want to share that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Terrence, for your emotions and your share.
Question?
It's coming to me.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Do you have a question?
Do I have a question? Do I need to ask a question?
No.
Is there an impartation? And I like you guys.
Oh.
Don't mind. I like
Okay.
Okay, I won't put it in your
That's
face.
Why I don't like to
You do.
report it.
Oh, no.
I don't do videos and I don't like to report it.
That's fine.
Thank you.
But I gotta come down.
Terrence, do you mind being recorded? Do you mind being recorded? Okay.
So this is directed to Terrence. This is not done to you guys. It's directed to Terrence. Terrence, you know, we love you. You know, we've been here. Boots on the ground. A1 from day one. And I told you, so I met this is, no man says it. When George Floyd died, he died from the cross. And God made the sons. And I told your family, and I told everybody out here that we need you guys. Just as well as y'all need us, we need y'all. Because without a community and the things that's been going on out here, this won't be sustained if it wasn't for the community. And so if we out here, we bend our backs, we doing what we doing, we sharing our love, we sharing our tears. We need y'all support. We need y'all too. We need, this is not a platform for George Floyd. This is the thing that God nation,
Yes.
international,
Yes.
that God made the sons. When God made the first sons, so it was the young boy that's on planet. What's his name? Jamar. We didn't know how to call him. Okay? It was a temporary call.
Yep.
The second call was the land.
Yep, over in St. Paul, yep.
I'm taking right. See, I'm trying to take y'all somewhere where God.
We had that, and we had the aftermath on Facebook Live.
You got to know the difference. So, Philando Castile was a man without a criminal record, without a movement violation, without a ticket. He didn't have nothing. That was live on TV. And he went to reach for his
Yeah, his girlfriend
He
right
told
now,
the
personally.
police that I'm concealed to carry, which is set up, that's set up by the office of the white.
Right?
They shot him.
Second Amendment.
You have to know the call of God. The second call is him. Nobody did anything. Nothing. It was stuck on the book. God let that been on for 2 years. Nobody did nothing. It was only done for 30 days. And that was all. That was it. But God said, I'm going to blow another trumpet. And when I blow this trumpet, I'm going to bring sickness on the earth. Nobody moved. Nobody went nowhere. Everything was shut down. Who could do that? Nobody but God. And God summons the peoples that need to be out. Because he knew that this is the third trumpet. And when I blow this trumpet here in the state of Minnesota, every knee must bow and every knee got to come out. They didn't think nobody was going to come out. People came all the way around the world. I'm talking about kids, 17 years old, 16 years old, 15 years old, out in these streets, staying out here all day, all night, all night long. Wouldn't go home. We was here all day, every day, all night. All night. And when I met your auntie, Miss Angela, which is George Ford auntie, I told her this. I said, if we could be out here on these streets, you can too. No man is as you. And you know I love you. I call you and tell you all the time stuff. But I want to see you too. You need to be out here too. Because God got a word, and it's just not a platform. It's bigger than a platform. We got changes. We're doing development here. We're doing things. But the Ford family can make a great impact in Minnesota. It can be a powerful impact. Because your voice, if God wants y'all voice to matter, he would have let Ford die. It could have been any voice on these streets. This is the blood territory. 38th Street is blood territory.
No, that's
and
facts.
There's many men that could have died, but God chose one.
I ain't with none of this gangbang stuff, though.
We need you to be a part of where this is. We need you to show your face. We need you to do an impact. Because it's not about a platform. See, people took George for money, all this kind of stuff. That's not what God wanted. He wanted to change and opportunities that we could have. When the white people, they get pulled over, when the people was pulling us over before George Floyd got killed, guess what happened? The white folks would go in their door and say, there's another nigga. And go on by their kids. But when George Floyd came back, everybody gets soft. Everybody got that. And the one man did that. George Floyd had to come back. They said George Floyd did this for that on Castile didn't have nothing. He didn't have nothing. Not nothing. So I'm saying to you, the people in New York, I everybody. Y'all don't know, everybody knows the little ends not, but it's bigger than us. It's bigger. But I need y'all. I need y'all. We need y'all. You need us.
Yeah.
Stop that people think it's a platform. You want to speak what God wants you to speak. And the reason why your brother died. He died for opportunities and for us to have rights. Because we not have all these rights now before George Floyd died. We did not.
That's true.
We did not.
That is that.
I'm telling you from my heart, I've been here 34 years. And I'm telling you, we did not have all these opportunities that we have now. Because of one man's word. And if you listen to that man, he knew he was going to die. It wasn't no secret. He knew it. Listen to the words. He said, Mama, I'm going to die today. Mama, I'm going to die. These words speak to me. Because only God can make it.
Call for his mom.
Nobody.
Who passed away years before.
So I'm telling you right now, and he was moving around. God can allow you to go through what you went through. You could have died, but you didn't. Because it wasn't cool. You feel me? I'm talking to the Lord. God. Get up and rise up and be the man that God wants you to be. Do it for your brother, God and him, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. And you will be. Don't make your brother look back. He didn't die to be no platform. He died for us. Because Minnesota has changed tremendous since George Floyd died. Every man got a book from Genesis to Revelation. Genesis to Revelation. George Floyd name is in the book. Talk about his life. That his death is bigger than the Spirit of God. And that people know why he has died. He died for a purpose. And his life will die. We need you. We need you. We need you here in Minnesota. Show your face to us. We need you just like you need us.
You're definitely welcome
if you
here.
tell us to come to New York, we coming. I promise you. You ain't alone. You not alone. We got your back. We want you to have our back too. Okay? This is the gatekeeper. Gatekeeper couple out here. God's sons in here. It's not a platform we're doing. We're doing the work of God and God's work. Let it be.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Are there any more questions?
Say it
Well,
again.
sir, before we do you have any feedback?
Yes.
Yeah, we got you, T.
Eliza, gatekeeper, you.
I love you. You know it.
I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I'm here.
Yeah.
That's all I need you to know.
I'm here.
You're gonna be here. You here.
Hi.
Yeah, it's your other home.
I'm here.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Say it again.
I'm here.
All right. We need you. It matters.
The culture needs me.
We need you. It matters. Trust me.
Understood. The culture needs me.
Yes.
The culture is here.
Yes.
The culture is in New York.
Yes.
The culture is wherever I'm called to be. But as of right now, I'm here. This will forever be, what you said, Rebecca?
This here
Yep.
is the mortal ground of George Floyd.
There you go. But never forget it.
Yeah, it's a
Soon
sacred
as I-
place.
soon
This
as
is a
I leave
sacred
it right
place
now,
here.
soon as I leave here now, before I get in that plane, I'm going over there to visit.
His spirit is here.
This is the Mecca. So don't ever think I'm not showing my face. I'm here.
I
know you're always here in spirit as well.
She had a question first.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess, so I want to make sure I stay in line with the questions. The
Kaylee's.
question. So the first question is, do you understand that God used George as an instrument of change? Okay, and
That's where the strength comes from, knowing that it was a purpose in
yes,
what happened.
and I was there in the midst of it. I watched the fire, and what's important about today is that
So what it is.
we understand, and this is a question, because I understand it from my question, that when Martin Luther King lost his life, cities burned down. And so when I saw the fire, you know, I had a feeling like my generation gets to witness what this feels like. The burning, what the fighting is for, many cultures, they could not blame it on one culture versus another. And then ask the question, are you aware of that? Because they would say we're tearing down our own community, but the history of Minnesota is that, you know, we have many names, Tycel Nelson, and I think this goes back to the question is, do you know the names of the people who we have fought for, who've lost their lives to the police brutality, the injustices, and if not, be that, educate yourself on that. I also want to ask the question is, do you understand that when movements like this take place, it's exploited and we have opportunists that come forward?
Yeah,
This is
I
the
met a
community
couple.
that I grew up in. Do you understand the importance of how I value this community and the black businesses that were here? And do you understand gentrification removed us? So as you are here, you know,
I get all that.
saying a little bit about myself, I have a business here. I'm invested in this community because I grew up in it, and I'm very passionate about the direction that this community is going to. So anything that happens in this over here, you know, post George Floyd and the 10 demands. What is it? 21 demands.
Yeah.
Are
24.
you aware of that? Have you went through that to understand what we need to still work on? Because this is not a sprint, this is a marathon. We still have work to do. This is just a piece of the puzzle that we want to bring together. Do you understand that? And so while you're here, are you fully educated on the history of the fights that we have had in this state to know your role that you will play, not only because he has other siblings, and we want to understand what is the relationship like amongst the family so that we're not picking out of the family for our own interest. Do you understand how important that is? It's important to me, and I take it very serious. I believe in accountability. So whoever comes into this square, the first question is, are you here for the community? Are you here to, because it's like, I'm gonna use this, you know, the ocean. You know, the ocean will come and the water will take away from it. You know, it'll come and, you know, erupt and then it's taken away. And so a lot has been taken away from this community after this storm. And we want to preserve it. While you are here, if you have time to ride up and down Lake Street to what burned down to see what is no longer here, because
Yep.
I want you to understand that a lot of these establishments
I go by that every day.
that they did not rebuild were black, and they were replaced. So we have a lot of different races that really want, and we know our history. The question is, I'm sure you understand that our movement is something that other people will use to say, well, we want to be a part of that, but we need to stay focused on our movement. And so I want to know if you understand the importance of that, because being an instrument of change is to kind of like, we're working at God's pace, and God is the truth and the light. We don't want no filters. We don't want to be scared to say how we feel about the spirit. I know I'm not. You know, I come out my pocket to invest in. I don't take out of the community because my pastor told me don't accept no witnesses out here. And so we have a lot of, do you understand what that means? Because we had a lot of people come to take the witnesses. They left, but they did not leave their knowledge behind.
I witnessed several.
They didn't stay behind to fight for us. And that's
Exactly.
why we are gathered in a small number. But there are a lot of people in groups who have probably reached out to you individually, Angela individually, or in many other families. And we want to know, do you understand how important it is to not allow yourself to be exploited on behalf of someone else?
I think it's very,
I want to make sure
I think
you
it's very
understand
important that you say that because there is a situation where
And when I say that, I don't want to stop you, but when I say that as knowing how hard I've worked in our community. I've worked and fought in my community for the last 25 years. Do you know? This is the question. Do you know what the word poverty pimp is?
So before you
Study that.
Before you answer
So
that,
that's a lot of questions. It is recorded because I don't mind being recorded. Go back to
Go
the
back
recording and
Yeah.
those questions. Be able to
Well, you know me from the community anyway, so.
God wants to be patient. And you know, I applaud that.
What'd you say? What to look up? What did you say?
Poverty pimp.
Poverty pimp.
Okay, I'm gonna look that up because I ain't.
Poverty pimping is, you know, when someone exploit, you know, for the money, they exploit our citizens.
Oh, right. What it sounds like. Okay.
Yep, basically.
And so we want to make sure that you are aware of those questions.
Right.
And as you're coming, we want it, like Elijah said, we want to use you for the square.
Right.
You know, I understand New York and we have other states, but then there's a lot of rich history here. And before you came, you probably thought that it was all white. You know, but we have a rich history. I don't know, but I'm just saying, a lot of people assume that who's never been here. They didn't know that our fight is kind of like LA. You know, we really fought. And also, do you know how important this fight mean to our children, the generation that comes after us? Because it's very important. It's not about us, it's about the generation after us.
thank you so much. Let's pause for a second.
Let's hear him answer and then go to Felicia.
But even before Terrence answers, when we first had
I appreciate what you said. I appreciate it. And I'm a man of my word. I'm me. I'm a Floyd, yeah. But I'm not the Floyd family. I'm Terrence Floyd.
Right.
George Floyd's brother, George Floyd Sr.'s son.
Baby.
I'm George Floyd's brother, George Floyd Sr.'s son. That's who I am. So I'm not gonna characterize myself with any other family that come down here and do whatever they do. Because that's not me. But it was time for the things you brought up, the topics you brought up. I was taught that a little bit while I was here. I was here for the trial, and a lot of the family went from the Airbnb to the trial.
Yeah, that's when I met him.
Airbnb to the trial.
Trial almost 3 years
I
ago.
love my brother so much. I went all around Minnesota for that whole month. I went inside Turning Point, where he was, to understand his life.
Yep.
I went in his room, sat on his bed, spoke to the counselors, spoke to the residents. They told me about him. I spent that whole month learning about him and learning about where he was. So I didn't think it was all right because I went all around, north side, south side, it didn't matter. I'm from Brooklyn, I'm
Even that,
going to
even though he says that, that's
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go to a hood, I don't care. And guess what? I'll tell you, this blood town, I guarantee you I got more pull right there in that square that I put my feet on the grounds and I went over there and said, yo, what's up, my guy?
yes, he did. The only somebody did was him.
And a lot of our black men has been removed from the community.
Oh, that way. Oh, for your view. Okay, yeah.
So I do appreciate
This
it.
is just the personal conversation.
It's
Special.
I think we would get ready to pop.
So there's one mic
Yeah.
and
You
we
know,
don't do this all together.
It's no love lost, and I'm just letting you know, like I said, in 2 words, I'm here.
Right.
We already know.
Felicia. And then
I thought that was Felicia.
Well, I'm not really even a public speaker. This kind of was on me to say, I'm from New York, obviously, born and raised, 41 years. You hear it, right? I know.
I heard the
But,
NYC,
you know, during
the
the question I
NYC
was
parents.
earlier about, was it, someone asked a question earlier about, you know, how many of us lost somebody to violence by the police. And I didn't raise my hand. And I thought about it. I'm actually, my family is actually really close to another person that was affected by this. And somebody that we also all know. That was in New York. Eric Gardner.
Yeah. Say his name, Eric Gardner.
So what I became clear about here is that it's not just here. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
And we are all in this together, obviously.
Yeah.
I hear you guys, and I'm trying to get the message somewhere that, you know, this happened here. New York, yeah, we get it, but this happened here. No, it's affecting all of us. Right?
Definitely. Remember
What's
hearing about
surreal
that.
to me was even more surreal if you guys saw me up here earlier, me dancing and singing the Prince.
10 years ago.
I'm a very big Prince fan. I'm a very, very big Prince fan. In Brooklyn, I actually own my own karaoke business that was part of the work that we did.
Once
We
you
started that in
purify yourself
2017.
and
Yeah,
allow
that
yourself
started
like
off as something
Minnetonka.
fun. And you know, you get drunk, you sing. But one of the reasons that I started that business was because of a moment that I had with Prince himself, not in real life, but when he passed, they brought the movie back out in the movie theater, right? And what I saw at that time, I think there was something political going on around that time. What I saw during that time in that movie theater was black, was white, was gay, was straight. We all sat in that movie theater, we were singing his songs. We was clapping when he won, we was crying when he sang Purple Rain. And what I realized at that moment was that man's purpose. And here we are, we're standing in this space right now.
Purify yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
He grew up in this area, but I just learned that, right?
Right.
So he found his purpose. We're talking about George Floyd's purpose. But one of the things that I learned about in this work is us being individuals. We talked about mattering, right? We also, it's not just on the shoulders of one person. How do we make the change within ourselves to also want to go out there and touch that world? For me, it's the music. I said karaoke, right? When I learned recently, I got featured in an article in Brooklyn. I just get up and I cannot sing. It ain't got nothing to do with me singing.
Wow.
I got up in front of a room and sang Imagine by John Legend because of what was going on in the world with Palestine, where Israel, what's going on here, what's going on with us in our own damn personal lives. We are all here in this together, and it doesn't matter if we chose to sit down and remove the labels, remove the colors, the sexualities, or whatever. We are all the same. That's what this work showed us. But at the same time, too, with that, as an individual, we matter, and we also get the chance, have the chance to make a change. Doesn't have to fall on one person's shoulders. And we do that by figuring out what our own purpose is. You know what I'm saying? What is the legacy that we all choose? What are we going to leave behind? Right? So that's what I wanted to offer, which is on me. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a speaker. I don't do this often, but I just want you guys to reflect, what is it that you are willing to do? And it don't have to be big. it don't, like I said, a song, just a song. I had somebody come to me afterwards and say to me, you know what? I didn't even want to come here tonight. I had just lost my apartment. I didn't know what I was going to do. But because you just sang that song, I realized that something was going to be all right. It was going to be all right. So what are you guys willing to do? Are you willing to also do the work on yourself to figure out what your purpose is so you can figure out what your legacy is going to be? And what it is that you're going to choose to leave behind? That's it.
That was Felicia.
But I just wanted to say, these folks that came in from New York, I'm here because I came to their workshop. I seen the Ed had posted it on Facebook, and it was about personal development. And it was about being able to be worthy and work in your community, being able to do the works and getting the tools to do that. I come from a family of community activists that we've always put our feet in the streets. And I don't live south, I live in Columbia Heights, but I came over here during that era as well when George Floyd got killed. The thing I want to get up and say is these folks drove from New York to give this class for free.
Oh yeah.
It was
Y'all
started Friday
drove?
night from 5 to 9 p.m., Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 9 p.m., and then today from 1 to 5. When I first seen it, I thought, there's got to be a typo.
Right.
11 to 9, what will we do from 11 to 9? I am so glad that I went through the class. I learned a lot about me. I thought I knew about me too. I thought I knew a lot.
And
But,
Facebook only told me about that today.
It was very beneficial. Not to mention, only 2 of us showed up. So when we talk about community, where was the community at?
I just didn't know about it.
So 2 of us showed up to these folks that drove from New York in a winter storm to offer this knowledge to us, to offer these tools to us.
I missed
to not
out.
only be better people for ourselves, but for our families, for our community, for each other. It was nothing but love. I feel nothing but love in this room. I don't want to give nothing but love. I want to tell y'all thank you so much.
I wasn't really doing that on Friday.
That's like a special. And there's no
Sunday
news
I
cameras
was,
here.
and Saturday I was. Saturday I was at the protest.
With our cameras. There's no news cameras or radio stations or anything here, so I want to say thank you. You are here. Thank you for
Yeah,
being
of course
here.
this
You
is
did
the
have
amateur
some.
media here.
Again, this was a free event. It was free, but they charged like $189 or something. But they came to Minneapolis and offered it to us for free, and the community wasn't here. So again, we do as a
If only I would have known.
and as black, brown, white, purple, vanilla, like Ed said, it's all about
Mixture
all
of
us
couples.
just coming together and learning, supporting each other, loving each other, and learning. I don't know who all's been killed here by the police. Honestly, I don't. I know of some, and I have been over north marching and stuff too, but I don't even have that education. But I'm willing for somebody to share.
Right.
And if
I could
there's
tell you a
call,
few of them.
Make sure we know.
Right.
Because I don't think this was real highly advertised. But if I know, I'm coming. And I don't care if it's in St. Paul. I don't care if it's in Wisconsin. I love our people. All people.
Wisconsin,
And I really learned that during this weekend workshop. So I just want to say again, thank you, and thank you to everybody in this room. I love you all. You're all beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's just stay on that love thing and see where we can go from here together. Not criticize, not say, where were you at? Where were you at? Just
Right.
be where you can be when you need to be.
And I just want to, let me just reply, because I do not think that I'm sorry, please, let me respond. I don't want my line of questioning to feel as if, what are you doing here? Where are you coming from? That's not what I'm saying, and I don't want it to be heard that way.
We ain't take it like that. At least I didn't.
Because we are all passionate about where do we go as a people. We have a generation that's looking for our guidance. So I think that
Yeah, my daughter. Yeah, they should.
They could. One thing that is a question is, how do we, as a community, if this was planned, what happened to where the community did not know about it?
I can answer that.
And yeah, and so and there's nothing wrong with it. There's no fault in it. But I'm right. My office is right here. My organization is called Mothers Moving On to Higher Education, and I started it in high school. Is to support young moms.
Yeah, she told me
And I
about
pay
that.
money over here. I'm very appointed us in some way to be very instrumental in the growth that we expect for our people. We're not just here for us. We are here for our people. We know that our people are suffering in so many ways. So whatever we're doing, we want it to benefit our entire community all over. So I welcome you all. You know, my grandfather is Sloan Williams. He's from the Bronx. You know, I got family in New York. So this is love. You know, we welcome you here, and we also want to be, come to New York or however that goes. We want that connection. And like I just said, it's just a small piece to a bigger picture.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, we have our energies. We have however it's vibrating.
Right.
But I don't want my questions to be misinterpreted. And I'm very serious. And if I need to hold somebody accountable, and if I need to be like, what are you doing here? Tell me a little bit more. I won't hesitate to do that.
Yeah, well, that's
So,
what this.
we all.
That's what this is all about. I think you did a great job. Can I just say
So,
something?
one mic real quick, thank you. First and foremost, I am so happy that I'm here with my people.
Right?
Yeah.
And we understand you, sisters.
Right.
Yes, we do.
We get it.
Yes, we do.
And this ain't out here outside, we can hear. And so, a couple of things. We have answers to a lot of the questions.
Yeah, we do.
As well as the fact that I just want to take a moment to say that I'm so proud that we are here.
Well, if I would have known
We are
about that on
here, and
Friday,
we hear
it's
the
Friday.
pain, we get the mistrust, we get the love, we get the laughter, we get the connection and the relationship. I just want to say thank you all for being here right now. Us at Impact, we coming back. And just like you said, that's
Okay.
There's so
Yeah,
much humanity.
yeah, I got y'all next time when y'all come.
We family.
So you're from New York. Who's all here visiting from New York and part of this? Because we don't know.
Well, we were.
Welcome, you guys. Thank you for being here.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Get this a little bit
I
of
know.
stuff. Bring some, share that food with us.
So,
New York, bring some New York guy rolls.
So them three and them three. Well, I knew Terrence was.
let's bring it back, family. So,
That's my sister. That's a big sister. What? I go.
So, ladies and gentlemen, can we pull it back together? Thank you. We're gonna have our sister Bridget speaking, and we're gonna pass it back over to Terrence. This is a continuous conversation that we will all be present for after this Q&A, and therefore so forth and so on. And so I would love us to continue the excitement of our conversations, but understand
Like church.
that things are transitioning. So Bridget, what's your name?
Yes.
Thank you.
So first and foremost, I just want to say thank you to every single person that is in this room. Whether you found out about it 5 minutes ago, or 5 days ago, or 5 months ago, when it might have been in the works of being planned. What we have to remember
And why I just find about it this afternoon.
is love.
Yeah.
Love is an
If I would have known about Friday, I wasn't doing nothing on Friday night after work.
Without movement, you cannot have love without action. I'm going to take it to agape movement. Agape movement. Black men stood at this intersection because a black man lost his life.
I know
I
several
got a
people.
phone call the next morning.
One of them's over there.
On May 26, 2020, from 14. Bridget, we know you're there. We need your eyes and ears on the ground. We know you work with the radio station. What I did not know until one of my colleagues pulled up a photograph and said, Bridget, we knew him. And I said, I thought man. And I didn't mean it with no disrespect or no harm. But I seriously was like, I didn't know that man. Until they came and met me here at this intersection on May 26th of 2020, showed me a photo of your brother standing in my cubicle at the radio station. And just sing. Because, wow, I honestly didn't know this man. My heart sank because it was a real vibrational earth connection. We have to always remember, you guys, that we cannot, and I mean this with all my whole being, we cannot have justice for the dead and not demand justice for the living. And not just
That part right there.
us as a black community, but for the black man. And I say that, and I say it, and I stand on this block for 3.5, almost 4 years. I will continue to say it until they put me in a urn because they know I want to be cremated. Do not. Do not.
You and me
ever
as well.
forget
Don't
that
put
it
me in
was
the
a
ground.
black man's life that was taken. And it is our duty as black women,
Come on, don't do
as
that.
white women, as white men, as a community to finally acknowledge the targets that y'all feel that are on side your backs. Because we have to start stabilizing the black man so the black man can be the pillar in which he was called to be. George was on his way. All he needed was one more chance. I get very upset when I hear someone criminalize that man because we all have a past.
Same.
And if we don't do exactly what we're doing in this world, in this moment, making an impact,
Come on.
we will continue to fail, and we still
not gonna pay
won't
enough.
have justice. I don't care if that man was locked up for 22 years in a federal penitentiary. If we don't do what we're doing right now, there will never be justice. Because there won't be justice for the world. So let's not
He
forget
didn't even do anything.
what you said. Kitchen conversation. Wow. We're all family. We're all here. We're all rooted in love. Because we know braids back then had a message
Come on now.
to get to freedom.
Come on now.
So we all know, someone said it earlier,
Breed system.
culturally, we're connected without even having to say a word. So, yes, Terrence, you show up every time someone asks you to be here. Yes, Miss Angela, you stand here in the cold, in the heat, in the hot, in the whatever, because you two are showing that will not be forgotten. But as Eliza said, don't forget us. Because we stand here as a community doing the work, keeping that memorial. Because every day somebody wants to burn it.
Come on now.
Every day somebody wants to tear it apart. So we need
Yeah, I
you.
witnessed it a couple times.
Hit us up on the text messages every so often and say, since you good, we got you. And I'm gonna hit you back and say, I'm good. You good in New York?
Come on
Because
now.
we got
Yep.
you.
Yep.
Y'all good in Georgia? Because we got you.
Come on now.
Y'all good in Louisiana? Because we got you.
Right.
We have to start having each other. Period. That's all I say.
Thank
All
you
right
so
now,
much.
all right now.
So we have to turn it over to Terrence, and then we're going to transition to talk a little bit about our work. And we're going to be able to have some more time to talk, but we want to transition as smooth as possible. You know, I need to respect my elder.
I just wanted to, one of the things that I wanted to remind us is that all of the work that I've done has always had an intergenerational component. And that seems to be something that is missing. Shortly after he was executed, I was in the trenches with our daughter. And her father said, look, you're crazy enough to be there when you get your scholars, so you don't get hit with bullets and you try and stuff. But I was criticized by my fellow elders because they thought I was crazy and why should I be there? But because my immediate daughter was there and all of my community children, I figured if nothing else, my gray hair would add some leverage. And there were a few times because the community kids were only going to do so much crazy stuff when Miss Jackson was there.
Right.
And the boys in blue also would think twice. And that happened a couple of times. The other reason I say
I don't know
that
about
is
them,
because
but yeah.
when the youngest took over the 4th precinct, what did them in were the elders. They snuck downtown in the middle of the night, and when the youngest showed up the next day, there was nothing left.
Yeah,
And
but
as
I remember
talked
that.
to them, they seem to forget. You were those youngins. How soon we forget? And as I encountered each of them, you know, I encouraged them to at some point grow some testicles.
Okay.
I encourage them to remember and not be so complacent with where they are. So that's a real concern for me. And I think until we figure that out,
Yep, I remember
we're
that.
not going to make progress as we should and as we could.
November
So I just wanted to say
2015.
this intergenerational piece, we got to work on it. And there are issues
At
on
that
both
time, I
sides.
lived that way.
Yeah.
But I'm doing whatever I can, whenever I
1229
can.
James
Those
upstairs.
who didn't know me, I always have. I'm surrounded by them.
Yeah.
But some of my old farts are just, you know. So I just wanted to make that statement, that we've got to get us together, intergenerational.
Thank you, Queen.
Thank you.
One more. I'll say one more. It's very short.
Okay.
I understand time span. One of the things I am about is about solutions, and what I hear about in many settings is that you have mothers, you have this, and when I was trying to reach out and help a market, I'm like, why don't we have one black page or these?
I know, I'm actually.
Where everybody, where I can find everybody that has these organizations, because we're all doing the same
Right.
work. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, collaboration.
Can I say something real quick?
We gotta.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything and allow us to support our community and I know that Terrence is as well. All of us all come together. This is the Mecca. I know things happen around the world in 50 states, but if it wasn't for the area in Chicago,
Right.
that caused this domino effect to go around the world.
Yeah.
It started here. And so until we can take care of our own here, you know, the others will follow.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, and so we need, that's why it's so important that we need each other.
Yes, ma'am.
I love you. I'm going to see all of you.
All right. Same here.
All right.
All right.
I I'm gonna finish with this. I just want everybody to repeat after me.
All right, Angela.
All right.
Say it starts with me.
With me.
Say it again. It
With me. With me.
Thank you.
Now, whatever the it is in your life, that's for you to learn and educate yourself on, whether it's peace, that starts with you. Whether it's humanity, it starts with you. Love, whatever, it starts with you. In order to, I hear everyone talk about community. In order to have a strong community, you have to have strong individuals.
So I would say this is what community look like.
So that's where it starts. It's not a Negro thing, it's not a Minnesota thing, it's not a Israeli thing, it's none of that.
It's a human thing.
It's a human thing.
Yes.
You know, so I could be where I'm at and be the individual I am and make a wave in the ocean. Because I heard this on social media. They said they was in a pool and the guy was in the pool and his friends was on the other side. And they were so used to being in the ocean with the waves and stuff and having fun. So when they was in the pool, they said, "This is corny. This is not fun." So the guy said he realized his influence of being a heavy guy. He understood who he was. He wasn't ashamed of himself no more because he understood his influence in the pool. As he moved, he made waves. And he made the waves so strong till it reached his friends on the other side of the pool, which was equivalent of being in that ocean having fun. So understand your influence and understand it starts with you, no matter where you at.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wisdom from that brother right there.
I'll please stand as we get ready to transition. As we get ready to transition, what I was thinking was that Terrence didn't sound to be a celebrity.
He's not a celebrity.
Yeah, I wasn't finished.
No, he's not.
Thank you, please.
He's just a regular man.
Lost his brother, and like you said, in the loss,
He's a victim.
he accepted the call. And y'all know how us black folks do. When we go to grandma's house, we can't be going empty-handed. We bring some juice, some toilet, some tissue. And so as we transition to speak to Terrence, we get to ask him what his family and he needs. We can't ask this man to come and speak about the death of his brother. We don't know how to in his family's life. Because after this moment, we go back to our homes. This man is in the process of grieving still.
Right.
He didn't ask to be a public figure.
Not even.
Speak. But he
Hasn't
received
been
the
4
call and
years.
accepted the calling. So as people, if anybody's watching online, we would talk to you offline how we can support you and your family. But this ain't no game.
Yeah.
And like we raised our hands.
Listen to
We
the
raised our
man.
hands. Every last one of us lost somebody. How would you feel if you was forced to speak in front of the world? Robbed of the opportunities to take your time to grieve. But you know a God that's able. He said, if you send me yet, I will come. And so as we get ready to transition, in our private conversations with Terrence, we need to ask what him and his family need. Right? And as we get ready to transition, us that came out here from New York, I'm so grateful for every last one of y'all. Like I really know that we are family. We are
Put
family. We all believe
on
in
those
one and the same thing.
just besides
We're
those
going to
three.
be here for a short amount of time and talk about the work and the results, but with the work and results is right here, right now. Now, me and Jimmy did this work 5 years ago, and we haven't spoken since. But just like you said, gatekeeper, we beckon to the call. Right? We did this red and black game, and it wasn't about necessarily winning. It's about asking yourself how you showing up in the world. And what are you doing to contribute? Right? I want to thank every last one of y'all. We're coming back, Minnesota. We're bells on some other people. Y'all gave us y'all word too, so y'all coming to New York.
Yes. As long as I got timely word, but that'd be Facebook's algorithm sometimes.
We know what organic love feels like. In the middle of pain, we still got love. This joy that we have the Lord has given to us so we can't take it away. And so this man woke and called with joy.
Right.
Because the world didn't give it, it can't take it away. Now, if you want this kind of joy that this brother's exhibiting, let's continue to hold hands. Let's continue to listen and hear and empathize. Our queen, you said something, it was a double conundrum. She was speaking to terms, she was speaking to every black man, every man in this space. Jill Scott has a song called The Fact Is We Need You. You, and you. There's 2 women who came this weekend. And they beckoned to the call to bring everybody here today. Right? And they're excited about the work, and we're excited about the work. Every last one of us got a purpose, has a plan, has a call. My brother Jeremy, in the middle of the pandemic, he acknowledged his call that the Lord said, go and do this work now for such a time like this, not knowing that we were doing it. And so I want to ask my team to come. Gigi, you can come and just have a few words. And Jeremy is going to have us speak about actually what it is that we're doing, the results.
Okay.
Come on, Jay.
I just wanted to address the lack of communication around today and take full accountability. It was not intentional. While I said I've been looking to do this for 5 years, I had no real plan on how, when, who, where, what. I first had to find someone to support me. Jeremy came along last spring, and then we had to go through the motions of planning it, and then eventually it just came to, excuse my language, but fuck it, MLK weekend.
Right.
It was spontaneous, and I trusted the process, which is part of the work that we're inviting you into. And I didn't get caught up in the perfection of wanting this to be a big thing and marketing perfectly. I just did what I could. I reached out to Thomas Seasway, who Miss Jackson is, that's her daughter, and she was boots on the ground. She showed up and took video for me of the area so I could get an idea of what this location looked like now, since all the transitions with new ownership in the building and all this stuff. And you know, to be very, very honest with y'all, I have not been back in over a year and a half. Because it was hard for me to come back after my coffee shop failed and why it failed, which is a whole other story. But if I was not doing this work, I would have been in my ego and in my bag and been resentful and never stepped foot here. My whole life is in New York now, and it ain't easy and it's expensive. Okay, so I'm making my own sacrifices to do what I can there to make the connections that led me to Terrence last October. But I had to come out of all of that, all of it, and show back up and show and bring value. And then these four came along with me. So thank you all for being here. Truly, deeply. I will set up, I'm really good at like setting up communications and like, you know, websites and stuff like that. That's what I do. So I've done it for all type of meaningless reasons. I can do it tenfold for our community here, and that's what I'll do. So part of the sign-in information you have will help with that, and then if there's any other, like, you know, pertinent information I need to be involved with, just imagine like communication on steroids. It's on. We just needed to know.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, let's transition into what it looks like when we come back in April for the workshop. And
let us know.
y'all take that.
Let us know. Give us a heads up.
Awesome. So as mentioned, in April, and
Okay.
I'll just give the exact dates.
Okay. First weekend.
First weekend. I chose that weekend because of the spring break here. So I don't know.
So it's the weekend
that might need more
before my
flexibility.
wife's birthday.
I mean, honestly, it'd be nice to get teachers in the room because they are the leaders of the youth. So just a little strategy. Yeah.
Hold on one second, yeah. The director of work, trying to get the QR code. Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay.
It won't be a workshop, but I'm going to be up here talking and lecturing and doing things of that nature. The same
5th,
way that we play
6th,
the Red
and
Flag
7th.
Game. There are activities designed
it's
all
here.
throughout the weekend, which are all designed to have themselves
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And you know, we need to look at, you know, the themes, as I stated earlier, how the past typically informs, you know, past events, past traumas, typically inform subconsciously or consciously the things that we do today, and often stand in the way, you know, of our relationships, often stand in the way of how we feel about ourselves, how we operate in the world. So with that, we have the schedule up. We'll be here April 5th, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m., April 6th, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m., April 7th, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. I know the hours are long on those 2 days. You can ask the members who participate in the class this weekend. You know, by Saturday night, we have to tell people to go home because it goes by like that.
Okay. I might be like that. I was going with 10, I just say.
Conceptualize the entire workshop. It's really
Never mind, I'm watching this.
Really look in the mirror. Look at those beliefs you have about yourself, subconscious, conscious, that often hold us back. The belief of not feeling worthy, the belief of not mattering, not feeling like enough. We look at the relationship that you have with trust, the relationship you have with honesty. We look at your relationship with responsibility.
It's the third event I've been at today, so.
On a daily basis in whether those masks are serving us or not. We even take a deep dive into our upbringing, looking at the impact of our relationships with our parents and what they're having on us right now, and really giving tools to change those conversations. Inside of all of that, I always say we are an organization that's built on love. We are an organization that's built on healing, and we're really giving people the opportunity to go in and really do the work. I'll share briefly when I did this work starting 10 years ago. What I realized was I had some deep-seated vulnerability issues, and inside of that, it was holding me back, not going for things that I wanted in life, but most importantly, not stepping into my purpose. And I was so concerned about it, if I look bad, what if I go and fail? And while that might seem like something that's very minute, that was something that literally held me back. And inside of that, being able to receive these tools, now I'm able to actually step into my purpose and create these spaces of healing, self-healing, community healing. So that's the work that we are MC.
We do have a QR code. We're waiting for the projector to be up on the screen, and then once that goes up, we'll put the QR code so you can go directly to the website.
Okay. I was wondering.
There you can register tonight, and there are 2 different ways.
Yeah, I could register. Because this one I actually know about. Not Facebook telling me.
So as the baby boomer elder,
Yeah.
still with a flip phone,
Uh-huh.
how do I access?
You sound like my mom. Basically.
All of your contact info, email,
Somewhere age.
phone, and again, 1,000
Although
times
she gets on Facebook with hers.
Thank you all for being here last minute, with all the vague marketing, like, what the hell is going on with me? This is what's going on. Thank you very much for being here, and
Get some quick.
yeah,
So, we were the ones who did the workshop, and we just wanted to give you something. We just wanted to let you know that we appreciate it, thank you. And
I would have been here had I known about it, but I know about the next one. I just seen it on Facebook today. I'm like, oh, it's here at the square. That's...
So my question is, as we, the boots on the ground, the people that are truly here, every day, all day, how do we support you? Because that's you. Yeah, that's you used to be right there. I know.
Oh, I'm coming for you.
No, but yeah.
That's me.
Okay, so.
Right.
Because my biggest
Yep.
thing is I want to support, but I'm going to tell you this. We are in a time right now that it is imperative for the Black people. I don't mean no shade at Black, but it's imperative for the Black people in this community. And like Terrence said, on the north side, right?
Oh,
we had
yeah,
a mirror image
that's right.
of when we get through the unrest. We have not been able to heal. I'm sure you guys have to get up. Yeah, because of the trauma. Yeah, it was real. Yeah, it was a kitchen conversation. It was family saying, now what? It was Lisa standing up and saying, how do I get over the fact that I have a business that I'm paying for? That I don't know how to keep my business. So how do we use this as an opportunity to help us heal? Because I'm gonna tell y'all, the microscope of the world is right here on 38th in Chicago. The world can't heal because we're not. Yeah.
And so that's what this is for.
yeah, that's what we brought this for.
This is yeah, I'm not gonna pretend that we're coming here to come and teach about the deaths of anyone, and not to take away or minimize anything, right?
heal you as an individual, so that we can heal the community and heal the world. Right? And in that way. So not from a grandiose perspective. Exactly. So when we come in, right, what we were expecting was 34 people.
That signed up.
That signed up. So when we were on the road, we were preparing for that, right? And I'm not going to minimize the two that were in this room. Their personalities were on 100, right? So they filled this room. They filled this room with those two, right? And they were intentional about doing the work. But those two also have an audience of hundreds at work, right? So it works that way. When we sit down here,
We look at y'all to show us what y'all learned.
no, they're not going to show you what they learned because y'all go on.
No, they don't actually show us what they learned.
How they show up.
And so then that's what happens. When you come here for that weekend, you come in one way, but when you leave, you understand who you're being, because you show up every day in that way, right? And that's what we want. When we come back in April, when we come back after April, we continuously come back and we continue to do work, and then you guys will sit up here and you guys will sit up when it's another day full of people. That's the real, exactly, and that's the way.
That's the real. It's not to come here and teach. It's to show, so that you can facilitate and coach. That's what and so on and so forth.
That's what we talk
about. And it's going to start with these two. Right. Because it started with those two, and now it's four. Yeah. Right? And it's going to continue. And so that's what we're saying with the program of that it's not just to talk about it as a grand scope. We're going to talk about it individually, help you heal those things. Because let's be honest, right? If we don't heal ourselves and we stop at ourselves, and if we go and try to help somebody else, we got to mess up first. Help other people. Right? So then we will fix this. We will figure out what's going on here. Take all that stuff out, right? And I'm working on it. Right? We're going to take all that other stuff out, and we're going to pretty it up a little bit, but we're going to clean it up. We're going to use some soap, we're going to use some water, we're going to clean it up, and we're going to put it back out there. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what it is.
In order for this to happen,
If anybody is interested in joining that,
you gotta get to know the community. Because if we're
I'm going to take a picture of the QR code.
something is way wrong. Most of
Well, this is where we started.
I understand that, but most people from this community, they feel like all the people that are coming here, they don't care nothing about us. And I'm saying this from like 3 different sides. And it's so deep for us. We didn't know George Floyd, but we did everything we could to make sure this brother's legacy lived on. I was in Houston, like I was telling a couple of y'all last month, and I went out of my way to go visit where he's from, to stand by the statue of this brother that I know nothing about. And we have to bring that same energy here. Get to know us. And I'm not saying you specifically, but a lot of people feel, because a lot of people are coming in these spaces and doing their own thing, but they're not coming and getting, hey, how can I help you guys? Just going to the businesses, get to know us. Because everybody's coming with good intentions, but they're not getting to know us.
Well, thank you, because I never even thought about the memorial being maintained. I never even thought about who's doing that, so thank you so much. I appreciate
Just to
that.
add a little bit more,
He's one.
most of the people from the list you probably had, they're nowhere from around here. They can be in
Can I get your Facebook so I
and
can
because like I was telling some people,
Actually, this is on my, this is what it's called, Streets Advocate. That's a,
Does that save?
yeah,
Can you send it to me when it's saved?
yeah.
That
Jay.
we
Jay, I'm just.
give the person who's talking before so we can make sure that we're all paying attention.
and just to add on to that, like
I was saying, this just came up on my Facebook today. Talking about this going on. I'm like,
brothers like myself, Reggie,
that was
and
cool
people
Friday
that were
night.
literally standing out here to make sure people don't burn down the store. No, it's not that
was busy.
A lot of people think the whole community came. No, it was a small handful of us, and then the community came after that. But a lot of people made money and left us. Coming in here doing stuff like this, not saying no to this. But they came and did this, and
Can you send it to me?
left us.
Yeah.
Let me just say this, right? This is not to defend myself, anybody else. I'm gonna be so real with you.
It's gotta find you on Facebook.
I don't even mean the way you think.
Right.
I